What is up, guys? It's your boy Nick Torius back again with another video. Your job as a boyfriend, right? That's what we're talking about today. So hit that like, subscribe to the video, comment below what you think about it, what you want to hear about next, and let's get into it. So your job as a boyfriend, right? Like, let's say that it's like past the talking stage and all that shit. You got a girlfriend now, right? What is your role as the parental figure in your life, right? As a boyfriend, right? What's the boyfriend role? Basically, your job is to just be there, right? As men, we're supposed to provide and protect, right? So our job is to just make sure that she has what she needs, right? She needs shelter. She needs stability. She needs money. She needs things, right? She needs to look good. Your job is to provide all that for her, right? But one other thing that you need to provide for her is dick, right? Basically. But what you really need to provide for her is emotional support, right? What does that mean? That means that if she comes to you crying, right? Are you gonna be crying with her? Well, no. You're not gonna be crying with her. You shouldn't be like, if she's feeling a type of way, because as men, like, women always try to trick us, right? They always try to be like, oh, you gotta be more in touch with your feminine side. What's your feminine side, right? Be in touch with your sensitive side. But the thing is those are all lies, right? Girls don't really they just want to see if you're gonna do it so they can leave you, right? They can be like, oh, this nigga got in touch with his sensitive side, fuck that nigga, right? Just don't do it. Just be a man. Stay a man, right? Stay being that nigga, right? Because if she's crying, like, I always hear about this, right? Like, don't be getting emotional with a girl while she's being emotional, right? Because then she won't see you as like strong. Because let's say that like there's like someone in the house, right? Like a killer in the house, and you know, if she's scared, are you gonna be scared too? You feel me? Like, are you also gonna be like shitting your pants, like, oh my goodness, what do I do? Like, no, she expects you to handle that. She wants you to die for the household, right? Like, if someone's in the house, you gotta shoot that motherfucker, you feel me? Like, you gotta protect her. You can't be protecting her if you're over here crying at her, right? If you're over here telling her all your problems and all that shit, right? That makes you a little wimpy boy, right? Because alright, there's a dude on Fresh and Fit, his name is Marlon, right? And I was watching this video of this guy, I forgot his name, and he was talking about Marlon and talking shit, basically, right? And he's basically saying like, oh, this dude says, oh, if your girl is over here crying to you, like, you don't be telling your problems to your girl. Tell your problems to your dude friends, right? Basically, the dude was clowning him for that. He was like saying like, oh, why would I not tell my friends, right? Like, why would I not tell my girlfriend? That's what I have a girlfriend for, to tell her all my problems. And the thing is like, you can't be just telling your girl your problems, right? Because then she'll think you're weak, right? That's the only girl that you would tell your problems is if you're like a feminine dude and she's a masculine woman, right? If she's like a modern woman, then you can tell her your problems because she's your rock. You're supposed to be her rock. You're supposed to do, like, men, when you go on a date with a girl or whatever, all you have to do is just sit there and listen to her, right? Just listen to what she's saying, because the thing is, girls will tell on themselves, right? A girl will just say like shit, like, if you're on a date with a girl, if you're talking the whole time, guess what? You're telling on yourself, right? And she doesn't get to tell on herself. So you might think this woman is amazing because you don't understand anything about her, but she might be like a fucking psychopath. But you won't even know that because you're just like not listening to what she's saying. That's why it's important to listen to what the girl says, because then when you listen, you can vet her and be like, oh, okay, this isn't a good girl. This girl sucks. Let me not talk to her no more. Because dudes be getting in their relationship. Because dudes be getting in these relationships, right? Not like because they like the girl, but they don't really know her. And then they find out like, oh shit, she was like a little crazy, right? And they found out at the last second. Like, why are you finding out the last second? You should have been found that out. You know what I mean? Like, you should have been known that. Why are you finding out now? Because they don't listen. Because dudes want to be emotional. They want to be talking the whole time. And when they're talking the whole time, they're not really listening. So when they're not listening, they're not finding out anything about the girl. But the girl's finding hella a lot of shit about you. So if it's a girl that you like, you're probably shooting yourself in the foot. Because she's probably like, oh, you feel me? Like, I don't know about this dude because he be talking a lot. So you don't want to really be with a girl and you're talking a lot, right? Like, I remember there was this one girl I slept with, right? And she was talking the whole time. I didn't talk. I was listening. I was just sitting there like, yeah. Just like making facial expressions, right? And I realized that's honestly what you gotta do. Like, when it comes to a girl, just imagine you're like a tree, right? You just gotta sit there and just be a little tree. Not a bit little tree, but like a big tree. Like, just imagine that she's talking to a tree, right? I just, like, anytime I talk to a girl, I just meditate, right? Like, it doesn't mean I'm not listening, but it just means that I'm just letting her talk, right? Because when you let someone talk enough, then they get comfortable, right? Then they get comfortable with that, oh, okay, blah, 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 blah. Right? That's why they say don't let negative people around you. Because if people are just telling you a bunch of negative shit, it's all gonna go inside of you. And you don't want a partner like that because that's gonna fuck your life up. But yeah, your job as a boyfriend is just to listen to her, right? Just listen to her. Just like she comes home from work or whatever she does, and then you just sit there like, okay, and she's like, right? And you're just like, oh, really? Like, you don't have to fix her problems, right? You don't have to be like, oh, do this, do that. That's the worst thing you can do, honestly. If you know you can't do it, then just do it. Don't tell her what to do, right? Like, that's what girls don't like. Girls don't like when you say, oh, it's because of this, because of that. If anything, if you want her to like you more, just agree with her emotions, right? Like, if she says, oh, I was at work and this bitch was like yelling at me, da 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 da, and I was like, and I yelled her back, and I got in trouble. You just gotta be like, damn, anyone would have done the same shit. And then she'll be like, oh, girl. Like, you gotta make her feel like her emotions are valid. That's all you gotta do. Just validate her emotions, like, cause she might be like on the way home thinking like, damn, was I wrong for doing that? But then you come here and like, oh, nah, you're good. You good, shit out. You good, shit out. Yeah, you just gotta let her know that everything's gonna be all right. That's basically what you need a girl. Like, when it comes to girls, all you gotta do is just let her know that you got everything handled, right? That's basically all it is. Like, cause girls will complain about controlling men, right? Girls will be like, oh, this dude's so controlling. He wants everything his way. Da 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 da. They'll complain about it, but that's what they need, right? Like, they need that in their life because you're basically her dad. Her dad controlled her life. You just like for us, right? Our moms would nag at us and yell at us and say, oh, blah, 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 and then just be super annoying, right? You're trading off your mom for a girl. Your girl's into the same shit. You can't escape it, right? You can't escape the nagging. Just like she can't escape the controlling. If she has a controlling father, she's not gonna leave the controlling father. She's gonna go from a controlling father to a controlling man, right? Like, even if a girl complains about you being controlling, she's with you for a reason. That basically means that she's used to being controlled, right? She's used to her dad controlling her. Because people get into relationships with people that they're familiar with, right? So if your mom's nagging you all the time, you're probably gonna be with a nagging mom. If your mom's super chill, you're probably gonna get a girl who's super chill. You feel me? There's no escaping it. But yeah, basically what prompted me to make this video, because I was thinking about it, like, you know, you gotta be her rock for real. Like, when they say, oh, you gotta be her rock, what they mean is All right, so like the last time I went to Rolling Loud, I was with my homegirl, right? And I had her on my shoulders, and while she was like while we were watching the show and whatever. And the thing is, I thought I had to be like, oh yeah, like dancing or whatever. But I realized all I had to do was to stand still, right? She was dancing, she was going all over the place, right? It's just like when dudes are doing dancing on you know, with girls in the club. What do? They just stand there, right? They let the girl be all wild and shit, and the dude just stands there. Like, the dude don't gotta be all wild and shit. The dude just gotta stand there. That's what dancing is, right? It's basically fucking. It's like, you know, and I like while she was on my shoulders, I was realizing like, oh shit, you know what? It's like sex. Not saying we had sex. I'm just saying that like it's like sex, right? Because when a girl is on top of you, what is she doing? She's going all crazy. She's being all wild and all free and shit, like bouncing, and she's going all crazy, right? And what do you gotta do? You just gotta sit there. You don't gotta fuck her, because that's gonna fuck up the rhythm, right? It's a lot easier if you just sit there. If you're laying on the bed, she's on top of you. She wants to go crazy on your dick. She's not trying to be like fucking having you like all over, like, you know, all over this. You're fucking up what you got going on. So that's basically it. Like, just be the rock. You feel me? That's why we get hard. That's why we are hard men. That's why we get stone dicks. You feel me? Because we are supposed to be hard. We're supposed to be there like a rock. A rock, you punch it, you crush it, whatever, it's still gonna be a rock. It's still gonna just not give a fuck. You feel me? That's why they call it wood, because you be like a tree. You just be there. Just be there and just be like, oh yeah, I'm a dude. Yeah. Yeah, with that being said, like the video, subscribe if you're new, comment what you want me to talk about in another video if you have any questions, and I'll answer it in another video. Peace.